Hi there, welcome back to Moms in Timeout. I'm Sarah Parise, your host, and I'm joined today with Amy Mendel. Not only is she an entrepreneur herself, but she is pioneering the path for her child to also be an entrepreneur. I'm so excited to dive in. Welcome, Amy.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So tell us a
Excited
little
to
bit
be here.
about yourself. What's your business? What did you start, and how did you get here?
So I'm Amy. I have two businesses, like you've said. I've got A&T Office Admin Solutions, which is a VA and coaching business. We've just launched a new membership, which is all about accountability, setting intentions, reflecting on the previous week, but at a really low cost. So you're essentially doing your own admin, but you're setting the time in your diary to actually do that and you're blocking the time out. I find a lot of my clients are service-based businesses that throw all their focus into their clients and forget the fundamentals of social media, chasing invoices, the mundane things that are essential to keep your business growing. So with this membership, I'm doing 2 Zoom calls a week, but right now it's going to be £50 or dollars per month,
Mhm.
which is a fraction of the cost to work one-to-one with me. So I'm really excited about launching that. We do have a Black Friday offer. I'm not sure when this is going out, so it might be
It will
after
be.
that.
We'll get it out before
Yeah.
then.
So it's really exciting. If it comes out Black Friday, it's 275 for the whole year, which
Okay,
works out
wow.
at like £2.70 per session.
Mhm.
And when you think working with a VA, you're talking $40-50 a month, a hour, let alone a month.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited about that, and I'm hoping to help a lot of mums that are in business. Um, Even if it's setting time aside to do your housework and things, the idea of the second call each week is for body doubling and co-working sessions so you can bounce ideas off other members in the group. Um, and then I've got my crystal and positivity business, which my son started when he was 8 years old. He started this through COVID with the inspiration to share love and positivity with people that were in our position. We were shielding, we had no contact, cut my teeth in, contact with the outside world for 7 or 8 months. And he very much felt that there was going to be other people in our position that needed reminding that they were loved. So I came up with the concept of positive affirmation crystal jars, and then the business has flourished from there. We were set a task or a challenge by my business coach who wanted us to go do market stalls 3 years ago, and we very much talked about it, and we're like, we can't turn up to a stall with 6 jars in the middle of the table. It's going to look bare. What are we going to do? And we put all the research and the practice that had gone into researching about crystals and what worked best with what affirmations, to really get those out there. And now that side of the business helps people kind of find the crystal for them to help with different
Mhm.
health benefits, and we share the different benefits with people. So across the board, my ethos and mission is to help as many people as I can in a low cost way,
Mhm.
whilst managing to maintain a roof and food on the table and everything else. I'm not money orientated in the slightest. I need the fundamentals like everyone does.
Mhm.
Um, but if I can help someone to get on that ladder and move forward, then I'd happily do that at a cost to me rather than
Mhm.
them, just to get them established, and then they find how I work. And my
Mhm.
passion for other people's businesses is massive. I go all in. I think it's very much the ADHD autistic brain in me, the neurodiversity. I'm very all in
Mhm.
every time.
And because of it,
Um,
like a gift to
yeah.
your clients, a gift to your business. Because I
And
do
I
love.
see it as a superpower as opposed to a hindrance
Mhm,
because I can see things in a different way and I can implement things in a different way and kind of find creative solutions that people don't necessarily think about. And I
mhm,
think that's how me and my son bounce off each other and bounce ideas off each other. There's very much a creative aspect to the business in we're crafting, we're making things. Um, he likes doing art as well. He's fantastic at art. So he's always away drawing different pictures, and we've got that on the website too, where he can sell his artwork. And I just think that's amazing.
that's fantastic, and I'll be sure to link that in the show notes also for
Thank
this.
you.
But I think, I mean, just clearly states like you're living this purpose, you're living this way. And at the age of 8, decided during COVID, a very challenging time. Cause like I'm in the States, it was different for you all to be
Yeah.
locked down and to be like, talk a little bit about that. And when you say you didn't have contact for 7, 8 months, cause I know when we first chatted, I thought ours was strict. It was not
Yes.
as strict as yours.
So in the UK, we had there was there was different guidelines. So a lot of people could go out for an hour a day and go for a walk. My issue is I've got mobility issues,
Mhm,
so I couldn't do the walk on my own, and you couldn't go out in groups of people.
mhm,
But because of my conditions, I've got fibromyalgia, I've got rheumatoid arthritis. The medication that I take for them gets rid of my immune system. So I was classed
mhm,
as clinically vulnerable. Um, and the rules around being clinically vulnerable was literally you're on lockdown in your house.
mhm,
So at that time, I was working full time. So I'd been sent home from work in February, basically had to rearrange my office and get it all sorted out. And
mhm,
then a week or two later, Tyler came home from school and was homeschooling. So I was working 40 hours a week. I was homeschooling. I was trying to find the time to fit everything in and ended
mhm.
up in meltdown. I was completely stuck. I was struggling to sleep because I was panicking about doing work. It was a very bizarre time.
Mhm.
Um,
And a single
and
mom on top of it.
yes, yeah, a
So
single mum too. So I remember a challenge popping up on Facebook, and it was start a business in 5 days kind of challenge. So
mhm,
I'd already got my admin business, but I'd had the limiting beliefs around having a sustainable income
mhm,
when I got made redundant 2 years prior. So I was like, let's reincarnate it. Let's go deep, do the work, start the mindset shifting. So I was doing that, and that was when Tyler tapped me on the shoulder and was like, I want to join in on this. So we were
at
both
the age
having
of
something.
8, right?
Yeah,
You said 8?
yeah. He's turning 13 at Christmas. So yeah, it he very much loves the things that I do. And because there's just us two in the house, we bounce off each other.
Mhm,
Um, we've always been like that. So it was lovely in a way. So he wanted to call the business a little bit of sparkle. I did my deep dive in on Company's House to see if there
mhm,
was a company out there because once you get big enough to become limited, if there's already a company with that name, you can't go ahead with it. You've to rebrand. So I'm like,
mhm.
let's future proof. It makes sense if we want it to go big,
So smart. Yes.
future proof. And there was already a company in London called A Little Bit of Sparkle. So I was like, right, let's rethink. And Tyler was £5.12 when he was born, 5 days overdue. And he was always nicknamed Tinchy.
Mhm,
So that just made total sense. And a Tinchy bit of sparkle was born.
mhm,
And it's nice because he's always going to have that. It's always going to link directly to him.
mhm,
Um, the admin business was originally called Office Admin Solutions. And when I went and did the future proofing through the Facebook challenge, that name had already been taken. So we added A&T for Amy and
Mhm.
Tyler. So then when it comes to future proofing for the admin, we can franchise it and people can put
Mhm.
their own initials at the front, but still be Office Admin Solutions. So it kind of
Mhm.
worked across the board. Um, and I think that the final kind of nail was Tyler went back to school the year after,
Mhm.
and he came home the first day and he was like, Mum, I really like you being at home. I really like you being able to take me to school and pick me up from school. Please don't
Mhm.
go back to work. And I was like, job done. I've already started building the business.
Mhm.
We're kind of building yours together. If you don't want me to be in work, because I've worked from him being 6 months old, so he's always
Mhm.
been in nursery from being 6 months old for a
Mhm.
minimum of 3 days a week. And when I got made redundant, the only job that I was offered was 40 hours a week. So I was
Mhm.
kind of burning the candle at both ends, struggling with chronic
Absolutely.
illness, being a single parent, and work weren't understanding. I wasn't getting any recognition for trying to homeschool a child on my own, as
Mhm.
well as keeping up with all the work. So it was very much stress levels went through the roof. And I remember handing in a sick note and kind of being like, right, I have to make it work. Let's start looking for clients, kind
Mhm.
of recuperating and getting myself back fit as well. But
Mhm.
equally, I needed to have that focus. And I've never looked back. I mean, don't get me wrong, business is hard, but the struggles that I had in employment due to neurodiversity that I didn't know I had, every
Mhm.
meeting that was being had around me, I was instant like, that's about me, having panic attacks, thinking I was going to get sacked, doing nothing wrong, but my brain was telling me the opposite.
Mhm.
Um, and at least with self-employment, whoever I work with, we're on an even keel. We're both owners in our own business. No
Mhm.
one's above each other. And it just takes all that stress away. Yes, it's hard in terms of making sure you've got money for bills and things. I'm not going to say it's easy. But if you've got the mindset of positivity and think good
Mhm.
things are coming, then good things do come. It's when you
Mhm.
have the negative mindset, you kind of attract the negativity when you do that.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm trying to teach with the membership and doing the weekly intentions. You're putting it out there what you want to achieve. There's then the co-working stroke body doubling session, which if you haven't achieved what you want by that point, come on and we'll do it together. And it's going to
Absolutely.
force
Having
me at the same
the
time.
accountability is gonna be huge.
Yeah. And the whole idea is I haven't found something like that that's weekly.
Mhm.
I've looked for myself and there's different programs that do it once a month or every other month,
Yeah.
but there's nothing that does the 2 sessions each week
Mhm.
consistently. Um, and I think if I can be there and to support others, I'm helping myself because I have to show up. Like, it
Mhm.
isn't gonna be there if I don't show up. And if I'm gonna show up, I'm getting my stuff done at the same time.
Mhm.
Because I'm also one that focuses on my clients. I'm always looking at what I can do to help other people.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, and it's like all the admin stuff too is it's the same with like with my accountability coaching in wellness. It's like people know what needs to get done. Like
yeah,
we all have this laundry list of what needs to get done or what has to get done or the shoulds get done
yeah,
in a certain timely manner. But it's the accountability is the game changer. It's like
yeah.
being there, having someone be like, no, you have to show up today and here's what you're expected to do. That added a bit of like positive pressure, I think is can be life changing.
But I think as well, the more that I've deep dived over ADHD and
Hmm.
autism, because I'm 37 and up until COVID, I had no idea it was even a thing.
Mhm.
Obviously, I knew in terms of
Yeah, probably like a lot of us. You've heard of it, you've
yeah,
heard people talking about
you
it, but now
yeah,
it's, like,
but I
in the
didn't
spotlight.
suspect that I ticked the boxes. And again, it was TikTok awareness videos and Tyler going, "You tick all those boxes." At 8 years old, going, "That are they talking about you?"
Mhm.
No, but you tick all those boxes. So I've
Mhm.
looked into it more and more, and yes, there's accountability, and yes, there's setting intentions. But when you're neurodiverse, there's an element of people pleasing. So if you
Mhm.
don't show up, your brain gets mad at you because you feel that someone's going to be mad.
Mhm.
And it's not the case. I'm not going to crack the whip and shout at people,
Mhm.
but equally, they're going to hit the dopamine levels because they're pleasing someone else.
Mhm.
And yeah, it blows my mind how quickly things can kind of how you can twist it and make it into a positive. Like
Mhm.
everyone else that I've seen was doom and gloom and upset at first. And I was like, no, I am going to take it as a positive because now my life makes sense. It makes sense why I struggle to talk to people where I just thought I was weird and couldn't string a sentence together. Where,
And let's not neglect also the bravery that it took to leave your full-time
yeah,
employment to roll off on your own to do that.
it
I
was
mean,
scary, very,
it's
very scary.
it's terrifying for sure.
But equally, at the time when I left the employment, so I'd handed in a sick note due to work related stress,
Mhm.
and they actually emailed me on Christmas Eve demanding a disciplinary because I'd handed in a sick note. But they'd done it over Christmas. They'd purposely done it 2 minutes before they left the office on Christmas Eve. And I was just like, you've just sealed
That
why I'm on
seals the
sick.
deal.
Yeah. Like everything happens for a reason. And
Mhm.
the fact they behaved in such a way because I handed in a sick note, they knew I was poorly anyway. They knew when I got the job that
Mhm.
I had conditions. Um, they actually gave me a year's probation where other people in the company had 3 months. So it were as
Oh,
if they were
wow.
constantly trying to trip me up. So it was very much a I'm leaving this place for a reason and I'm gonna help myself and help my son and make
Mhm.
memories more than anything. Like
Mhm.
I'm able to pick him up from school every day. We enjoy going to football. I can't play
Mhm.
football, but we go and watch our local team play
Mhm.
football. Um, and we go to the markets and fairs and we spend time huddled up on the sofa watching a film and,
Mhm.
just nice things where before I was working constantly and I couldn't ever switch off. Like I'd get home and still be thinking about
Mhm.
work and stressing about it. Where now, if I want to go lay down, I'll go lay down. If I need to
Mhm.
work, Tyler kicks me up the bum and tells me to work. He's my
Mhm.
accountability buddy. When I've got a
Mhm.
uni assignment, he'll constantly ask every half hour, "How many words have you done? How many words are left? What are you up to now?" And
Mhm.
he's just so kind and compassionate, and it shines through in school as well.
Mhm.
Teachers say how kind he is, how willing he is to answer questions, and yeah, it makes me really proud that he's actually picked up on what I do and wants
Mhm.
to
And you
do
should
good in the
be,
world.
because it's all because of you.
Yeah.
That's why he is the way he is. So what's for the future of that business of Tinchy Bit of Sparkle? What do you see for you and
So
him?
we are going to be launching a subscription box in January.
Oh, how exciting. That's
Um,
awesome.
Yeah, so in the subscription box, you're going to get crystals. I need to work out if we can ship to America because I'm not
Mhm.
sure on the import export side of
Yeah.
things. Um, but there's also going to be like we've called it coffee. cats and crystals, where we're having a monthly get together of like-minded people that
Mhm.
can come along and just talk and kind of get to know each other. People that struggle to get out, that's always
Mhm.
been like a constant thread. That's what we struggled with. So if they've got access to a computer, they can come along and have a natter, talk about crystals. I can do an
Mhm.
oracle card pulling, and yeah,
That's wonderful to
that's
find that
yeah,
connection, and it is one thing that did come out of COVID is that people leaned in on an online community and found people around the world that are like them, that they wouldn't
yeah,
normally
definitely.
connect with, so I love that you're doing that. Well, I'll get the link from you for the launch for your
Yeah,
business, for the admin, for the auntie, and for his business,
yeah,
for
of
the Tinchy Bit
course.
of Sparkle, and so we'll get your word out there, and thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for
Thank you
sharing your
so much for
story.
having me.
I appreciate you. Everybody,
Thank
go
you.
have a great day, and I'll see you next week.